Welcome back to Impossibly Unremarkable, a podcast hosted by myself, Jonathan Butts, and my longtime friend, co-host, and little drummer boy, Elliott Markson.
That is right. That is me. And we are just two babies in a crib going goo goo, gaga, ah! Isn't that right?
Yeah, especially that last part.
Yep. That's what babies sound like.
Have you been around a child before?
A couple. I think I mentioned on last podcast I've held two babies.
Yeah,
two
true,
babies.
True.
One of them was last week, so, I'm experienced.
Nice.
And, so to start off this podcast, that kind of transitions into what I wanted to talk about right off the bat. And, drum roll, please. I'm going to be a father. Woo! I'm going to be a papa. We found out a while ago. I've been waiting to unleash this information onto all the unremarkables out there. My wife is pregnant. We are having a child. I will be a dada.
I'm very, very, very happy for you both. It's been a long time coming, man. I've been expecting this from you for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been expecting it?
Yeah, you've just got such potent seed. Might as well pass it on, you know?
That's true. I mean, okay, so it happened pretty quick, honestly. Apparently, I'm pretty fertile. I don't know. I don't want to brag. But my wife was just going to, I don't know why I'm telling this story, but she was going to go off of birth control, and we were just going to see how it went, right? And then turns out birth control works.
Yeah.
And if you go off it, you can, make someone pregnant, and you can have a kid. So that's what we're doing. Let's go! Woo!
Scientific tips, biological tips with Elliott Markson.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. I feel like I'm one of those guys where, if you looked back, if you were in college and you were looking at, your friends and you were going, man, that guy's a dad? Or that guy's going to be a dad? Jesus. That's me.
I don't know that I see where you're coming from, but I feel like you've always been very fatherly.
Really?
Very, very warm, kind person. And I
try my best.
always knew you'd be a great dad.
Yeah. But I do have a lot to learn. As we've discussed, I've only held two babies in my life, so I'm going to start just going around trying to hold babies as much as I can.
Yeah, and do it with complete strangers. I know people are very fond of that when you just up and grab
I'll
their
just be
child.
like, hey, I'm going to have one of those. Can I hold it? You think people would give me their baby? Not to keep, obviously.
Oh, not to keep, obviously.
Obviously, I'm going to have my own. I don't need their baby. I've got one at home.
Oh, this is...
It's very exciting. Yeah, my wife has an app where she can track how big the baby is, how it's developing, all that good stuff. Right now, we're having a boy, is the size of an apple.
A Gala apple.
A Fuji.
Red Delicious.
A Granny Smith.
I recently started eating apples every day, a single apple every day.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a bad decision.
I don't really like them.
Really?
Yeah.
Apples are good.
They're all right. I prefer when they're sliced,
Mm-hmm.
but no one will slice them for me, so I have to eat it like a horse.
I'm really good at slicing apples.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should we
Really good.
step out of here and
Slice up some apples?
slice up some apples? So what are you most excited about fatherhood?
Being able to raise my child to become a miniature version of myself, and they can only like the things that I like.
Miniature version?
I'm just kidding.
Aren't you short enough? Stupid face.
That's funny.
That's
funny.
In that one.
No, I'm excited to just kind of, be able to pass on wisdom. Be able to, and the little wisdom I've got, I can pass it on. I don't know, just be a role model. Mm-hmm. It's just another chapter of life, moving on to the next thing, something new, something fresh. I'm creating a life. My wife's creating a life. I'm just kind of sitting here.
Hey, don't discount the work that you put in.
Dude. Yeah, all 30 seconds of work, baby. Woo! The worst thing about...
You didn't have to give yourself up like that.
The worst thing about having a kid is now my parents know that I have sex.
Yeah.
They know.
They probably had no idea.
The cat's out the bag.
They probably had no idea before.
No. I've been telling them I've been saving myself for years.
Well, you saved yourself.
Now
you're
it's
married.
obvious. Now everyone knows. Now you all know.
Yeah.
But
thank God no one knows that I don't have sex.
Well, We all already knew that. But in all seriousness, I'm very excited. It's going to be a great next chapter in our lives and in our marriage, and we're going to build a little family, and we're going to I'll be one of those dads with that baby strapped to his chest, and I'll be walking around doing fun stuff. Yeah, it'll be cool.
And I'm pretty sure you told me that you guys are gonna name me the Podfather.
The Podfather.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Is that an official thing?
I just made it up.
Nice. Yeah, sure. You can be Podfather. I don't even know who the godparents would be.
No, I'm not asking about that.
Well, I don't know who it would be.
I'm talking about the Podfather.
What are your responsibilities as a Podfather?
I really have to get your kid into podcasts.
Okay.
Specifically this one.
Once he's old enough, maybe he'll hop on the mic with us.
No,
10, 20 years down the line.
Take these headphones and rest them on Megan's belly and play episode 7. Good episode.
Oh, you want him to listen to us?
Yeah.
This podcast isn't appropriate for babies.
He doesn't know. He's just going to hear...
That's true.
Ambient sounds and the occasional scream here.
I don't even know if his ears have developed to hear yet.
How far along? Apple size?
15
Apple
weeks.
distance?
She's 15 weeks.
Oh, yeah. That means something to me.
I mean, do the math. What is that, there's 4 weeks in a month? Almost 4 months.
Do the math.
Almost 4 months, right?
Yeah, that means nothing to me because I don't know. I also don't know when things happen.
I forget. I don't know if his ears have developed yet, but maybe. Although I've heard that it's a myth that classical music makes your kid smarter. Like if you play when your wife's pregnant, play classical music to her womb, that it'll make your kid come out smarter.
My mom played Korn.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Korn, the band Korn?
Yeah.
Okay. She played Korn.
What did you think was the alternative?
Maybe it's an instrument. I don't know.
No, I listened to heavy metal.
Meatloaf. Limp Biscuit.
I don't think I could name a single other heavy metal band.
I mean, those aren't heavy metal bands. Those
They're
are
not?
just
See, I'm a fraud.
shitty bands from the 90s.
Oh. Didn't Meatloaf die?
I think so.
Well,
I don't know if he's shitty. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to take a stance on Meatloaf right now.
You just pissed off the Meatloaf fan base that we've been catering to this entire time.
You're right. We just lost them. We lost all the Meatloaf. What would their fan base be called? The
Meat Loafers?
Meat lovers.
Meat lovers?
The meat lovers? We lost the meat lovers.
Meat loafers feels
Meat
better.
loafers?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Meaties?
Just seems
meat
lazy.
Heads?
Meatheads?
Meatheads?
Meatheads.
Meat loaf heads.
Meatloaf heads.
That one's
Meatloafians. Yeah, so, I mean, that's all I need to touch on with the baby thing. I'm going to be a dad. Daycare's expensive, all that cool stuff. But speaking of music, there was another thing that happened this week that I need to talk about because it is such an impact on my life, more so than the kid. Drake and 21 Savage dropped a collab album this week entitled Her Loss, and it is so good! It is the best Drake has sounded in a long time. I haven't been this happy listening to Drake since 2015 when he dropped If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, which is his best album still, by the way. But Her Loss is an incredible album. I don't know if you're all into hip-hop, rap, whatever. I don't care. This album slaps. Too many slappers. Yes, can I help you?
I like hip-hop and rap.
Did you like it? Have you even listened to it?
I listened to the songs you showed me, and like I said to you in private, I heard that one clip of him sounding really sensual when talking to 21 Savage.
Yeah, the intro?
Just Drake,
21.
Drake just doesn't do it for me.
Can you do something for me? He doesn't do it for you?
No, he doesn't do it for me.
He makes good music in general. I'd say over a broad, overarching opinion, he makes good music. Maybe not great. He has great moments, but he makes good music.
He makes marketable music.
That's true.
Because there's a difference between a good song. Yeah, you're right. But it's does Justin Bieber make good music?
No.
Does Taylor Swift make good music?
Sometimes.
I'm not going to take a stance on that.
But this album is so good. It's so toxic, the way they talk. I did some research today after my 20th listen of the album, and I pulled aside some lyrics that I thought you would like.
All right, I'll judge them
off this album. So I just would like to read these off to you and see how you feel. This song, this lyric off of On BS, Drake says, "I'm a gentleman, I'm generous, I blow $500,000 on you hoes, I'm a feminist." That's a good line.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's a feminist because he's blowing $500,000 on him. He's like, I'm giving you my money. Obviously, I love the hoes. Feminism. Good line. This is a good line, okay? This one's not as toxic. This is the great thing about Drake. He goes from saying something shitty like that about women to saying something like this on Spin About You. He says, just turned on the news and seen that men who never got pussy in school are making laws about what women can do. That's right. Got him.
I hate that.
And then the next one I've got.
Okay.
Off Hours of Silence, he says, I think I could fuck the idea out of him out of your mind.
See, like Drake, that's why I don't like Drake. He's like, he sounds so, like, I don't know if he sounds so soft.
Nah, dude.
I could fuck the
I could fuck the idea of him out of your mind. Who would even think to say that?
I mean,
how do you even think to say that?
I like all music, but hip hop most of all. I think the best of it comes from like strife and struggle and pain.
Yeah.
And I don't get that out of Drake.
That's true. I mean, he's got a little bit of it, some here and there. He's got, okay, it's a lot of woes about,
I wasn't on Degrassi High long enough.
Hey, he paid his mom's bills while he was acting on Degrassi.
So I would do, like, if I had, plenty of money when I was a youngin', I would 100% do the same thing. That doesn't make me a good person.
Okay. I don't know. He's got like some good moments when he's, talking. I like the soft Drake. I like it. He's somewhat relatable sometimes, but also in the most
somewhat relatable.
Also in the most unrelatable ways.
First Kanye, now Drake.
Next lyric, also off of Hours of Silence. It's my fault you got superpowers on your knees.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could that be his fault, though, by the way? I mean, come on.
What?
Why is that his fault? That she's good at blowjobs? Why is that his fault?
It's. I never said it was.
Okay. It's a weird lyric.
It is a weird
lyric. Next one. Off of the song Pussy and Millions. He says, I'm trying to call a sex symbol to eat my kids up.
I'm trying to call...
Eat my kids up. That's how he says it.
Oh, like his semen.
Yeah. Sick.
Very toxic, very,
That's what I'm saying. This album has
language.
Bangers, but it's like high toxicity. And
you like that?
Yeah, it's like on purpose. Like he knows what he's doing. It's deliberate and it's genius.
I heard he dissed several people, but I didn't.
Oh yeah,
I didn't read into it far enough.
There was like apparently he dissed Megan Thee Stallion because he said something like lying about getting shot, but she's still a stallion, which is a shot at her because she got allegedly shot by Tory Lanez or something, or shot at or something. Yeah, it was like, I don't know. Like she said that he did, and then he was like, no, I didn't, blah, blah, blah. I don't know too much about the drama, but it's out there. And apparently Drake is taking a stance that he thinks she lying.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not done.
Great. More.
Now, this is a pretty good bar. This one's like an NFL bar. This one's like off of middle of the ocean.
Football.
Yeah, football. We love football here.
Yeah.
He says, Big Benjamin's like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Drake, you got it. Robert Kraft sent that jet to us. That shit was patriotic. You would think we live in Baltimore the way they rave about the latest product. Bars! Bars!
It's kind of like Eminem-y.
Kind
the
of.
way he's like stringing that together.
Lyrical, miracle, spiritual.
Call us Long John Silver's because we selfish.
So some rappers are pretty
pretty bad.
Pretty suspect about it. Okay.
I didn't understand most of that. So Ravens, yeah.
Big Benjamin's like the Pittsburgh Steelers because Big Ben Roethlisberger is on the Steelers. Robert Kraft is the owner of the Patriots.
Didn't know
he sent the jet for them. It's patriotic.
Okay.
And then think they're from Baltimore. Yeah. Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, that part I got.
Yeah. Okay, I got two more. They're short.
Okay.
Both off of Middle of the Ocean. One of the best songs. One of the best tracks.
Middle of the Ocean?
Yeah.
Okay.
No chance the kid'll make it here like vasectomy.
No chance the kid'll make it here like vasectomy?
Yeah.
I think sometimes vasectomies aren't foolproof.
You're right. That's a flawed bar. That's a flawed bar. Last one.
Give that one an F.
Oh, yeah. You should have rated these. It's too late. You would have given them all Fs.
No, not all of them. Not all of them. But that one would have been an F.
She could be giving me head and somehow you not topping me. Yeah.
Okay, so he could be receiving, but you still wouldn't be better than him.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Drake, he's made it
Slappers.
very clear how sexually active he is.
No, he never stops talking about it. That's why some people hate Drake, because they're just like, yo, like, you're pushing 40, buddy. Like, maybe, like, start talking about something else. Like, you have a kid. You got, like, other things going on in your life, right?
But that's not like a... The kid, wasn't that like a secret revelation?
What do you mean?
Like, he didn't, like, come out and say, hey, I'm having a
Yeah,
child with
he
so-and-so.
didn't come out and announce he had a kid.
My bastard kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he also, he's a public figure. He probably doesn't want his kid in the public eye too much, especially as a newborn. That's why I can't put my baby on this podcast.
You just announced that you're having a kid. And you're just as public of a figure as Drake.
Yeah, you're right.
Someday.
We'll
be bigger than Drake.
Maybe. I won't have as good as bars, though.
I feel like we can do better than some of what he said.
Yeah?
And we can do it without talking about head.
Okay.
But maybe sometimes we'll talk about head.
Yeah, we'll drop a mixtape coming soon.
Yeah, so I didn't really like the album. I need to give it a full
listen. You didn't even listen to it. I need to give it a full listen through.
I need to give it a full listen through. I know some of it's like I already have this image in my head of who like Drake is and what his music is.
Yeah.
And he has some good songs. There's no doubt about it.
Sure.
But like I said, he makes marketable music, songs that like someone wants to play 20 times in a row.
Fuck yeah. The replay value on that album is off the charts. Would recommend. That's all I've got to say about it. Not album of the year, but...
What is album of the year?
Album of the year is between The Forever Story by JID.
Wait, is that the guy we're going to go see later next year?
I didn't buy tickets.
Oh.
But maybe.
So we're not?
Probably not.
All right.
Soul Sold Separately by Freddie Gibbs. And Melt Your Eyes, See Your Future by Denzel Curry. Those are my 3 albums of the year thus far. Although Brockhampton will be dropping an album before the year ends, so I cannot wait.
I liked A Few Good Things better than Melt My Eyes.
Oh, yeah. That's true. That's got to be up there, too. That Saba record's pretty fucking hot.
Yeah.
For sure. Hell yeah. That's just a dive into the world of hip-hop for all you people out there.
I had a good week.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh, wait. You? Forgot about you.
I didn't really do a whole lot.
It was voting today. We voted.
Oh, yeah.
You voted, didn't you?
I voted.
Look at us. If you can see us on YouTube, you can see we got our voting stickers.
You took that sticker from Megan, so you didn't actually vote?
I did vote. I voted.
All right, name every person you voted for, including all the judges on the back of the sheet.
God, all the judges were just incumbents, dude.
Yeah, I voted.
Did you fill in all the bubbles on the back?
No, but there was one incumbent that had a challenger. I voted for the challenger.
Okay. Because I think I probably did too.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And I do advocate for being an informed voter, but when there is literally like
I can't keep up with all the judges, man. I can't. Options,
it's impossible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, by the time this thing airs, it's going to be a foregone conclusion. The votes will be in.
Yeah.
People will be upset. People will be happy.
Sure.
The nation will continue tearing itself apart. And
as it always does.
Someday it'll all end.
Man, you're really just
2 weeks in a row. Let's make it 3.
Dude, today after I voted, so like I went to go pick up some like bags to pick up like leaves and shit from my lawn or whatever. So I went to the local hardware store after work. That's where I stopped. So I walk in there and I've got my I voted sticker on, right? And the lady at the counter's like, I hope you voted right. And I was like, I didn't know you could vote wrong. And she's like, well, some people can. And at first I thought she meant like literally like doing it incorrectly, like it doesn't count. But obviously I put the dots together. She meant like red or blue, like one of them was correct. And I walked out of there pretty fast.
Did you buy anything?
Yeah, I had to buy the bags. It was like I was forced into this confrontation with this woman because she was at the counter checking me out. She worked there.
Yeah.
And she took it upon herself to, while at work, checking out this man trying to purchase bags for his lawn, that she wanted to discuss something political at that moment.
People will
like,
shoehorn it in anywhere, anytime.
Dude, I'm just like, yo, like, it doesn't matter. Who cares how I voted, dude? As long as you voted, you can't vote wrong.
I don't know about that.
I'm not about to take a political stance. I don't like to talk about politics.
You don't need to take a stance, but I think she should have just not said anything because that's just kind of unpleasant.
It's just kind of weird.
But in like a private setting, I'll say that there definitely is a wrong way to vote.
Sure.
Mostly because if the end goal of politics is to get someone elected and the person you don't want gets elected, then some wrong votes were cast.
You are diehard libertarian, so.
Yeah. No. I won't even, no, don't even joke about that.
Okay.
You are, though.
No.
I would love if you were libertarian. You'd be way funnier.
How would that even affect my sense of humor?
Because you'd be easier to make fun of.
Fuck libertarians. They're stupid.
That's the one stance we'll take.
Yeah.
An ideology, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, not going to get into it. What else happened to you this week?
What happened to me, I'm pretty sure I got swindled when I took my car in for an oil change.
You got swindled?
Yeah, they're like, so like when I bought my car, there's like this, extended warranty on it, which is a pretty good deal and just part of the car, but you have to like complete scheduled maintenance to uphold it because like they're not going to, service a really shitty car. Mm-hmm. But I keep up on it, and I went in for like my 35,000 mile maintenance or whatever, and I needed an oil change. And
nice, responsible.
Like, yeah, and it's like so. And then get my oil change. Like, oh, we also there's also this recommended maintenance as part of your upkeep. And I'm looking through it. I see like tire rotation. Sure,
standard.
But rotate my tires. I don't care.
Rotate them.
Alignment. Okay, align my axles and my tires. Something like that.
Needs to be aligned for sure.
Fuel throttle cleaning. Something like that. I was like, what? Literally never heard of that before. But it's like the way they structure it, like it on this like pamphlet they hand you for this paper, they make it seem like it's like an all or nothing. You get your tires rotated, you get your wheels aligned, and your throttle system gets reinvigorated. I really don't.
What's it called again?
It's like fuel throttle service. Throttle.
They need to.
Throttle body service.
Throttle body.
Yeah, your throttle body, a car part. And then I'm not familiar with car parts whatsoever, but I feel like I know like a good amount of them. I've never heard of a throttle body. I've never heard
the words throttle body in my life.
Yeah, but the way they package this, they make it seem like it's like an all or nothing thing.
You have to get the throttle body.
And so I got the throttle body service, and like go home, and my brother's was at the house for a couple weeks while he was home for the wedding, and I had this sheet out that just like details all the shit they did and how much everything cost. And they're like, oh my God, you spent, $300 on all this work. I'm
Jesus.
Like, yeah, it's, part of the maintenance. And they're like, no, I've never heard of throttle. Because the rotation part and the oil change was included, but the rotation and the alignment, like the prices there were like fine.
Right.
Like, they aligned
Makes
with
sense.
what you would normally see. But then there's like $100 for the throttle body shit.
It was $100 for the throttle body?
Yeah. It's like $10 for part, $100 for labor for the specific part. And so then I like started Googling, so I'm like, no fucking way there's no way I got swindled. There's no way that happened. And I'm Googling it, and other people are asking, they're like, yeah, so they want to try to have me clean this throttle body. And they're like, yeah, you should get that done around 90 to 100,000 miles.
Okay.
My car hasn't even hit 35,000 yet.
Okay, so they got you.
They got me.
Wow.
And it pisses me off because like I loved the experience of buying the car. They made it pretty easy. I mean, I got it done in a couple hours. They didn't like try to push a bunch of shit on me. But part of when I bought the car, like I got 5 years of oil changes included.
Right.
And every single time I've gone in for this free oil change, they've tried to tell me I didn't get you don't.
That's how they get you.
You don't get.
You have to go
there.
That's
the thing. They
it's
try
free.
to tell me that I don't get the free oil change. They're like, no, you got to pay for this every single time. They're like, okay,
What?
I got to go talk to someone in finance.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
That's the thing, though, about like auto body places. They could say anything, and I don't know enough
Yeah.
about cars personally to dispute any of it.
because
They
you
could be
have
like,
to trust them.
yeah, exactly. They'd be like, your transmission incremental pipe drive is running low.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, shit, that sounds serious.
Yeah.
I would have no fucking clue. And maybe that's on me for not educating myself on cars, but it's hard. I've got enough to worry about. I'm having a kid, for God's sakes.
I just I hate the experience of going like even just get an oil change, just getting routine maintenance. Like every time I go in, like when I was driving the good old Dodge Caliber,
Yeah.
like I went in for an oil change and then like I pay, and then afterwards, I'm about to leave and someone comes up and someone's like, "Hey, did someone tell you about the rusted under chamber, like I don't even know what it's called, like crossbody, some fucking
Sure.
shit. I'm like, no one told me about this. And they're like, yeah, basically the piece that kind of keeps the engine in place, it's rusting and it's probably gonna fall out. And then like showed me this video of engine falling out of car on highway.
That's like,
I was like, why didn't someone say this?
so that wait, they showed you a video of an engine falling out of a car on a highway. That's like when the doctor's like, quit smoking. Here's a picture of lungs.
Yeah. But it was just like crazy to me that I'd paid, I had checked out, and like no one had said anything, and it was like an afterthought. And it's like, so can I drive this thing home?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Am I gonna live? And they're like, yeah.
Okay. The thing is, they're not going to let you drive out of there if it's not safe. They can't be like, well, your car's probably going to explode, but
that's the
you're
thing.
probably good.
Like
we can't make you fix it.
A month later, it started making this like really weird. Like anytime I would hit like a bump or like go up my driveway, there'd be like this really gross creaking sound. And so I took it in to a separate place to get like a second opinion, and they sent me this video. Literally, like these are two pieces. Like this is, I guess you can't really tell. Listening on the podcast, but like two pieces that are supposed to be like fused together. One is like so rusted that it's literally falling off anytime you apply any sort of pressure. And like, yeah, you cannot drive this ever again. It needs to be scrapped, or you can pay $3,000 to have it fixed.
Jesus Christ!
What I'm saying is, cars are dumb.
Yeah,
we need to invest in transit, walkable,
absolutely
cities. That's my 2 cents.
Bikes.
Yeah, bikes.
We should all just bike everywhere.
That would be nice if we lived somewhere that way. I mean, where you live,
you could probably. Not in this state. It's getting cold.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that one key component.
That we live in a fucking tundra. Yes.
Yeah, we should move.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing that happened to me, I didn't win the Powerball.
A lot of people didn't. Wasn't somebody in California?
Yeah.
Always is. I feel like they're fixing that shit.
Don't you have enough? Don't they have enough?
You guys have it all out there. You got beaches, you got sunny weather, you've got famous people, you've got those big redwood trees. Those are sick. You've got San Fran.
Can you stick this finger out without putting this finger out?
This is good podcast content. Which one is it?
This one.
Kind of.
I can't really do
Sort of. I feel it, though. It's hard.
If you're on Spotify, you're going to have to check out YouTube to get the real skinny on that.
God did something wrong with these hands. I don't know.
All right. I don't have anything for you in terms of search history, so
okay.
I really hope that you're going to carry us here.
Well, as I discussed earlier, I am going to be a father, so let's talk more about that, shall we?
Yay.
I searched Guide for First-Time Parents.
Aww.
And the results were really fucking boring, pretty much basic shit.
Of course they are.
That you should already know when handling a newborn. Stuff like, well, wash your hands. That was a little new to me. Apparently you have to wash your hands when you're handling a newborn.
What?
But I guess you don't want to be dirty when handling a newborn, so that makes sense.
Wait, was that like a real thing? Like you didn't know that was a thing?
I don't know, like you don't think about it. Like it's my baby.
Yeah.
We're family. We're blood. You wash your hands before you touch anybody?
I mean, I usually don't touch my family members.
I don't know. Whatever. It's right. So glad I know that now. Support your baby's head and neck. Easy.
That's the most terrifying part, in my opinion.
This one I didn't know. Never shake your newborn. Just kidding.
I almost said something earlier about that.
It says whether in play or frustration.
Oh, Jesus.
If you're shaking your baby out of frustration, you should not be a parent.
True.
Yeah, I don't know, a lot of more boring stuff. So I got bored with that search, and I searched how to make your baby cool. Which it confused Google because Google assumed I meant cool as in temperature. So it was like, how to cool your baby down, blah, blah, blah.
Normal question.
So then I stumbled upon the best article of all time, 50 simple ways to make your baby smarter.
Oh.
Which clearly none of them were used on you as a child. Just kidding.
My brother almost, when I was a newborn, I was in the bassinet, and my brother wanted to see me, and I was in the hospital, and he like grabbed the bassinet and like pulled down, and I flew through the air.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Were you hurt?
My father caught me.
Whoa.
True story. I don't remember it, but I'm told it's true.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I just my life ended right there?
Yeah, so much of my life would be different.
Yeah. You'd have a better podcast probably.
I'd be sitting here with somebody else. Just somebody who looks kind of like you, but not really.
Yeah.
Okay, so how to make your baby smarter.
Yeah.
Make eye contact. You have to take advantage of the brief moments when your newborn's eyes are open. Look into them. Infants recognize faces early on, and yours is most important. Makes them smarter.
Do most parents not?
Let them reflect.
What?
Have your baby stare at themselves in the mirror. At first, they may think they're just eyeing another kid, but they'll love making the other baby wave their arms and smile. You just sit your baby in front of a fucking mirror and they're just like staring at it, I guess. What is it, like a dog? I feel like I do that with my dog because it's funny. Because he thinks it's another dog.
Why does this article read like you're trying to teach your baby to be like sentient?
Yeah, it's like, if you don't do any of these things, your baby will be just
It won't know it's a baby.
It'll be stupid. Blab away. Have conversations with your baby. Chit-chat. Talk to it.
It's a dumb list. These are all
It's a
things
great
you
list.
would do normally.
Sing songs.
How does this make your baby smarter?
Tickle their toes.
All right, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know how that makes them smarter. They learn to laugh, I guess. I feel like these are all things babies learn on their own anyways. Like, if you just let a baby just kind of hang out.
Yeah. You don't even need to supervise them these days.
Like, you think my parents did any of this with me? You think they tickled my toes?
Probably.
Doubt it.
Probably.
Maybe.
I'll tickle your toes.
Okay.
Okay. This is a sham article. Can
Yeah,
I ask, have you learned...
I feel like I could have written this article.
In your process of, like, searching and, you know, in the past few months when you've known you're going to be a dad, has there been anything, like, new, that completely new to you that you learned about the whole process about raising a child?
Oh, boy.
Aside from the washing your hands when you handle your newborn.
Well, I figured when you have the newborn, you should wash your hands, but I wasn't thinking, like, every time you got to wash your hands, every time you go touch your baby.
Yeah, man, they don't got an immune system.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
They're fragile.
I was wrong on that one, okay?
All right. +1 me.
Something that that I learned, boy, daycare's super expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized it. It's like sending a kid to college.
Yeah.
It's insane, the prices out there.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that beforehand.
Well,
How do people survive in this country? How do single moms do this?
I think the stagnating rates of childbirth might have been a clue.
Yeah, I guess.
It's
Apparently everybody knew that, and I didn't.
it's really expensive to have
It's
a child.
crazy, man. It's like the most expensive ones, which obviously we're not looking at those seriously. They're like $700, $800 a week
Yeah.
for an infant. A week.
Thing is, I think it should be that expensive because, like,
No.
it's a stranger. Well, hold on. It's a stranger, like, handling your child for, like, 8 hours a day. Like, should that be, like, cheap? You know?
I guess you're right. So I'm going to quit my job.
No,
and I'm going to start my own daycare.
I mean, it's pretty lucrative, but, like, also, like, you're expecting someone to, like, keep your child alive for you.
Sure.
Several days a week. So it should
But
be
babies
expensive.
just kinda
But
lay there.
On the flip side, I think there should be some sort of assistance for it, or I think wages should be higher than they are, you know? Something to accommodate the fact that it should be expensive to, you know, send your kid to a daycare.
You're right. This is why I voted today.
Yes. We voted for the person
Actually,
that's
just
going to do
wrote
something
in
about it.
free daycare on every single one. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll say I think it should be expensive for the government, cheap for the people.
Yeah. Woo!
When we run someday, obviously I'll be the main man on the ticket. But
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just
I need you to get the short vote.
That's the second short joke today.
The New Jersey vote.
Yes, I'm a
The
short
rap
human.
vote.
The hip hop vote.
The Drake vote.
Yeah. Sure. The Drake vote.
Important demographic.
I'll represent those people. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. I recognize that. I recognize he's popular. He's just not for me.
Okay.
And I think you need to respect that.
Look, I'm not
I think
saying
you
I
need to-
disrespect
I think
it.
you need to stop texting me late at night, telling me you're gonna. Yeah.
Piece of shit. You don't know music.
Was that your only search? How to make your baby
I also
cool?
I don't want to talk more about Drake, so I don't want to talk about my other search.
What was the end goal of trying to make your baby cooler?
I just wanted to see, like, how can I make my kid, like, grow up and be, like, cool?
Okay.
As someone who grew up a loser,
Well,
a piece of shit.
I'd say you were pretty cool in growing up.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I mean, look
You
at
heard
me.
it here first.
Look at me. You guys were, before this started, you were talking about all the things you don't want your kid to be, and I'm pretty sure most of those things are what I am. I don't want my kid to play video
Before we
games.
sat down and recorded this podcast, me and my wife were literally just discussing how awful it is when. Well, my wife was talking about how unattractive it is when men play like video games and like shout over the internet at their friends, and I agree. I think it's pretty stupid.
Well, I mean, I play my fair share of video games, and I I like to get rowdy. I don't call people slurs, but
Yeah, no, I was scarred though because my roommate sophomore year of college, he played a ton of video games, didn't even go to class, and he would constantly be shouting slurs at 12-year-olds over the internet, and that was pretty fucked up. So
that's
I hate it.
Like I told you earlier today, I got the new Call of Duty, and within like 20 seconds of my first multiplayer match, I was called the N-word.
That's insane.
It was like,
what is wrong with people?
I don't know.
Who's raising these kids?
People love the shield of, being anonymous. They'll say whatever they want to. That's why
Fucked up.
you got to get their IP addresses.
Jesus.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't know how to do that. Don't do that.
Wow. Okay. Well, do you have anything else? You didn't have any search history? Nothing? Nothing that tickled your brain this week?
I did Google, why does my chest get tight when I eat?
Oh, does that happen to you?
It just happened once the other day, and I was just curious about it.
Are you okay?
Yeah. It's just
what did it say? Don't Google stuff like that. It's just going to tell you you're dying.
Oh, yeah, I'm dying.
Jesus.
I'll be
What
dead
did it say? What did it say?
No, it's just like a indigestion thing, and I do remember having a bit of heartburn that day, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not like a common thing.
Is that like heartburn? I feel like I've never had heartburn, but maybe I'd have. I don't know. Because I don't know what the symptoms are.
I mean, heartburn's
because it's not literally your heart burning.
No, but it's like an acidic feeling in your chest.
Yeah.
But it's it takes on many forms.
Wow.
Sometimes it makes your chest feel tight, apparently. Either that or
Jeez.
my lungs are collapsing.
Or you're having a heart attack.
But
you're still here, so I think you're okay.
I had a professor have a heart attack. Or sorry, not a heart attack, a stroke. I don't know.
What?
I immediately thought in class, he had a mini stroke.
In college? In class? That happened?
Class, yeah.
Holy shit.
It was very scary.
Did he survive? I
Yeah.
don't even remember that. I feel like I would have heard about that.
He's A-okay. The weird is he came into class and he was very, very, very off. And very
Really?
He got into class 15 minutes late. And he was very slow to speak, and he kind of just would go off on weird tangents. And no one said anything because we were literally having the conversation in the back. It's this guy kind of looks like he's having a stroke, but we didn't also want to be because he was kind of an older man. So
right. You don't want to be this guy's having a
Sir,
stroke. Sir, you're having a stroke.
You're having a stroke. But yeah, we got an email later that day saying someone in the next class had called an ambulance, and
Jesus.
He's A-okay. He's in good health.
Wow.
The next time he came into class, he's like, "Hey, if that happens again, please say something." We just no one wanted to.
Wow.
No one wanted to be offensive.
Well, glad he survived.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Great professor. Yeah.
I'm glad that you are not having a stroke or a heart attack when you eat.
Who knows? We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm forgetting the order. Is it bizarre news time?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Can I have your phone?
No. Yeah.
Those are my articles. One of these days we're gonna be way more organized than this.
We keep saying that. One of these days we're gonna get it together, and this podcast is really gonna take off. Then.
Do you want goofy or weird?
I want goofy.
They're both goofy and weird. So.
Okay.
So how familiar are you with virtual reality and headsets?
Somewhat. I know what it is.
Somewhat. He knows what they are.
I've done it before.
So there's one of the most popular, and I would say kind of pioneer, so to speak, of virtual reality. This headset called the Oculus.
Yep. I'm familiar.
Yeah, and so it came out just a day or two ago. This article was saying that the co-founder of the Oculus, he designed a headset that can literally kill you.
What?
So if you die in game, you die in real life.
What? That can't be possible.
So the headset he designed, it has 3 embedded explosive charges, and they're planted right above the forehead. And it can instantly destroy the brain of the user. End quote. The lethal explosion triggered via a narrowband photo sensor that can detect when the screen flashes red, happens when you die, at a specific frequency. It makes it easy to set off during a game over screen. And so they say it's
Wait, this is real.
This is real.
Somebody created this.
And he said it's right now it's just a piece of office art, but it's a thought-provoking reminder of unexplored avenues in game design. The idea of tying your real life to your virtual avatar has always fascinated me. You instantly raise the stakes to the maximum level and force people to fundamentally rethink how they interact with a virtual world and the players inside of it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay,
My question for you.
Okay.
Are we buying one of these or not?
Fuck yeah.
We'll buy one. We'll buy one, and the first game I'll play is Dark Souls.
The easiest game to die in?
Yeah, that one.
No, I would never use that. I'm not good enough at video games to fucking put my life on the line for it.
Yeah,
I'd play The Sims, I guess. That would be pretty easy.
But you can still die in The Sims.
Yeah, but you just have to feed yourself and go to work.
That's pretty tough. Can't you like randomly die?
You can get that's true. You can get like electrocuted and shit. Oh my god. No, I can't do this. I don't have the balls. I don't have the stones.
So I kind of like what he says about killing yourself through VR. No, I I already lost the quote. No, I kind of like the raise the stakes, because the cool thing about virtuality, like, is people try to develop it, they try to just make it, make you more connected to the world. I think this is a very extreme example of that. Right. Because I do not think people should be blowing their brains out.
No. Well, I mean, if you were to have somebody use it, then and they died, I would assume he would be under some sort of scrutiny, maybe legal issues from that. Yeah. Designing a death machine is usually frowned upon.
I don't know. I'm a graduated with a degree in legal studies. I'm pretty sure the argument you were told you were going to die if you died in game is pretty sound.
Could you imagine if you're just like at a party and somebody pulls this thing out and doesn't tell you what it is, and then you start playing, and then you die, and then you fucking die?
That would be crazy. Also, like, it has to be super expensive, and what a waste of money.
That's true. You'd never want to play it.
Yeah.
Too high a stakes. I can't do that.
That feels like
it's too much.
Premise of like a Black Mirror movie.
I was just about to say that's literally a Black Mirror episode.
Is it really?
It's similar. There was a video game one where he's like in a virtual reality that's too real and blah blah blah. Yeah, dude dies. Spoilers.
Did the headset blow up?
No, this is a little different in that respect.
Well, I just thought it was cool. I wanted to share that.
That's pretty sweet.
I have another one that's even better.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind unlocking that phone.
Oh, I don't.
What?
There wasn't even a lock on it.
Really? You don't have a passcode on your phone?
Oh, I do, but it didn't lock.
It was dark.
Oh, come on.
What? So you know how a while ago we talked about ayahuasca?
Yes. How could I forget?
So I want to tell you the story, and then I'll ask you an important question. Title: The National Park Service wants humans to stop licking this toad.
Wait, a toad?
Yeah, a toad.
Jesus.
There he is.
He's adorable.
Right? So basically the short...
Wait, that specific toad? I'm just kidding.
Don't lick this toad.
Just this one.
So there is this toad. It's called the Colorado River toad, or it's also called the Sonoran Desert toad.
Okay.
It's a toad. It's, as many gross froggy toads are, they're covered in like shit and like, stuff to like protect themselves and ward off predators. Yeah. But this toad, it secretes a potent toxin. Okay. It makes people sick if they touch it, because it's it's poison at the end of the day.
Right. It's a defense mechanism.
And so like the National Park Service is saying like, please stop licking this toad. Yeah. People are doing it because that secretion has a really powerful hallucinogenic in it, called 5-MeO-DMT.
DMT.
Yeah.
Like the DMT, like Joe Rogan DMT?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's the exact, but DMT's in the word. So I have to imagine it's fairly close. But I guess there's like a problem in New Mexico because the frog is getting so popular that it's like species is considered threatened because people will collect the toads to, lick them.
Wow.
And get the psychedelic effect.
So they're just licking this toad so they can get fucked up?
Yeah.
People will do anything to alter their state of mind, I swear to God. Licking a toad?
Yeah.
Just go buy drugs. It can't be that hard.
Would you lick the toad?
Wait, so I'll get sick?
You can get sick and I potentially die? I don't know. I didn't read that.
I can die?
Well, it's a toad, man. It's toxin. It's poison.
Okay, if I don't die, fuck yeah, I'm licking the toad.
Gross.
Why would I not lick the toad? Sounds like a wild experience.
I've just heard too many stories of people like eating like a slug or eating like a snail, and then they're like,
who are these people? Who are these people?
You haven't heard that? The guy, I think he was like in England.
Okay.
He was like dared to eat like a slug.
Yeah.
I think, I was thinking England. I don't know. He was there at like a party to eat the slug, and then it like fucking changed him forever. It like, he was paralyzed and then eventually died.
Yeah.
Because all these gross little grubbly wubblies have disgusting toxins.
Because, nature, they don't want to be eaten. Yeah. So when they are eaten, it hurts the things that ate them.
That is funny though, because it's like, is that really self-defense?
Kind of.
Or is it kind of like a...
It's like a kill from the grave.
Yeah, it's like a revenge killing.
Yeah.
Like a
or like, I mean, the
post-mortem.
toads aren't dying. They're just getting licked.
Yeah, but like it's in a slug. Like if you eat them, you die. Like the slug is also dead.
Sure.
Did it really need to do that?
That slug from the grave is like, that's right, bitch.
Yeah.
Got him.
If there's like a heaven for slugs.
Sure. Why not?
But
Could
I also
be.
like the idea. Like, do you think the toads enjoy being licked?
Ooh.
Who knows? Who knows?
The toads are like trying to find these people. It's actually the other way around. The toads are trying to find the people because the toads want to get licked. Would you lick the toad?
No.
No? Mm-mm. You wouldn't?
Same reason I wouldn't do ayahuasca.
But you said you would.
Did I?
Yeah, with your brother.
I was on DMT at that time. That day.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, I mean, you were acting a little funny that day.
Wait, but could you imagine you're at your house?
I thought you were having a stroke.
Could you imagine you're at your house, your brother comes over, Megan's not there.
Okay.
He brings you this toad.
Familiar with this scenario?
There's like a shaman. There's like...
And there's a toad.
And there's a toad. Would you...
I already told you I'd lick the toad.
Okay. Just trying to recreate the magic.
If you like lick it more, will you get more licked? Like one lick is like one hit, right? So like, are you just
Probably.
like one lick? It's like a low dose. Like what if you're sucking on this toad?
I feel like there's got to be some diminished returns, like, for how many, like, if you lick it 10 times.
Yeah, you
can't
might
be
get
that-
sicker,
Well, I mean, definitely, yeah, but like, I feel like your high doesn't get 10 times better.
It might. How would you know?
Should we buy one?
Can you buy these toads?
Probably. People,
We could just go find one. New Mexico? Let's go.
yeah. That's where the Sonoran Desert is, I think.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Let's find a toad.
Lick it. That'll
Do
be
you
episode
just like
20.
don't know which toad it is. You just start licking all the toads.
I have to imagine there's not a ton of toads out there.
That's
Just
true.
like a desert.
Desert toads?
I feel like toads usually
There
like...
can't be that many out there.
What a weird word.
Desert toad.
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 Do you have a question of the day?
The question of the day. Let's pull it up.
You can tell we're running on E.
What do you mean we're running on E?
You just said toad 10 times in a row.
Well,
Toad.
if you say anything over and over again, it's going to sound different.
Yeah, you're right.
The question of the day is, what's the best meal you've ever had?
Best meal I've ever had.
The best one that you've ever sat down and ate? At a restaurant, at home, at your girlfriend's house, at college in the cafeteria, on an airplane, anywhere. What's the best one of all time?
I'd have to say my first and only time going to New York City, I was eating dinner with my uncle, and it was at like this like classic steakhouse type deal.
Okay.
And they got a really great steak with this really good béarnaise sauce. It's like a mayo-based
Ooh.
sauce. And I can't remember what the sides were, probably like mashed potatoes or something. And then...
Wow. Hold on. The best meal you've ever had, you can't even remember what the sides were?
Well, because I was so focused on the steak. The steak was that good.
Okay.
And then it ended up, we also got like a slice of like original cheesecake with strawberry. Oh yeah. And I'm not a huge fruit guy. Like I really don't like I like some fruits. That makes me sound like a fucking 6-year-old.
I'm not a fruit.
But like the strawberry texture doesn't. I don't
yeah.
really like the strawberry flavor or texture. But this cheesecake was just so fucking good. The strawberry just like made it 10 times better. It was like a very.
Is it better than the steak?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't think so.
I love steak. But yeah, that was a very good meal. It's just like a really great atmosphere, a lot of fun, and the food was. I mean, can't really beat a New York strip.
Do you remember what the restaurant was called?
Yeah.
What was it?
Olive Garden.
Outback.
Texas Roadhouse.
Best fucking steak of my life.
I think there is an Olive Garden in Times Square.
Probably. Times Square is just a bunch of bullshit out there.
Yeah.
Times Square is awful.
I do not remember the name of it. I'll text my uncle after this and see what it was. But
yeah, if you ever go to New York, stop in Times Square and then immediately get the fuck out of Times Square because it's just all touristy bullshit.
Yeah, it is all tourist.
The only reason you even need to be in that part is because that's where Broadway is. It's kind of over that way, so you have to kind of go that way to go down Broadway and go to the shows and shit.
Yeah.
But Times Square it's worth seeing once and then just avoid.
Be able
avoid
to say that you've
Times
been there
Square.
and then call it there.
Yeah, take your picture and get the fuck out because the rest of New York is way cooler. Excellent state, excellent city. Love New York. Great steaks.
I mean, that's where the New York strip
Great accents.
cut comes from, right?
Yeah. Hey, I'm walking in.
All right, you judge me for not knowing every fucking component. Oh, I had water too. Did you want to hear that?
You got a water?
Yeah.
Best meal of your life, steak, maybe mashed potatoes, water, and a cheesecake.
Really good meals require water as your beverage.
Maybe.
Because if you're drinking anything else, then you're not going to have as much room for the food you're eating.
Yeah.
And like when I eat really good food, I just like love wolfing down water. Like just 4 or 5 glasses.
4 or 5 glasses?
Yeah, I drink a lot of water.
I do too.
I mean, I drink a lot of water regardless.
Just every day.
It's just something that helps me get the food down, you know?
It's healthy for you.
It is.
To drink a lot of water.
Drink water.
You know, I drink probably 200 full ounces a day. Easy.
Did you also carry a gallon jug of water around high school?
No, I didn't. But I do carry around currently a Nalgene, 32 full ounces. Fucking drink 3 of those before noon.
Before noon?
Yeah.
This is why I have to piss so much.
Yeah, that's true. I've got pretty bad bladder discipline.
All right, what is your meal?
My best meal of all time, and I know it immediately because it was so fucking good.
And also because you got to be prepared for this question.
That's true. That's true. So the best meal I've ever had was on my honeymoon. Okay? Me and my wife, my beautiful, pregnant wife. She wasn't pregnant at the time, but we were on our honeymoon, and we were in Maui, Hawaii. Beautiful Maui, beaches, palm trees, rays of sun, volcanoes,
I want to slap
pineapple.
I want to slap you the way you're embellishing this story.
We went to a famous restaurant. It is called Mama's Fish House? Mama's Fish House? I should probably know the name of it. It's called Mama's.
So famous.
Let me look it up so I got the name right.
The name is not.
Let me look it up. Hold on. Yeah. Mama's Fish House. Mama's Fish House. It is an amazing restaurant. It's world renowned. The only reason we got in is because Megan's great aunt and uncle were there too, because we stayed at their condo when we were on our honeymoon to help us save money on staying there, whatever. They're super nice. They're super fun. They took us there. But you have to get on the wait list to get into Mama's because it's so popular. It's so fancy and shit, whatever. So they put us on the list. So then by the time our honeymoon rolled around, we could go eat there. We go there with them. They have much more money than I do. So we did not spare any expense on what we ate at Mama's, right? So the best thing on the menu, in my opinion, and probably a lot of people's opinion, was their curry. They have a curry, I think it was a fish curry. I don't even fucking remember. It was so good. It was so good.
You're clowning me for not knowing.
Stop.
You don't even know.
Stop.
All right, whatever.
I ate too much shit. The curry was magnificent. Excellent. I wish I could eat that curry every day of my life. We also had boar. We had fucking every kind of seafood. I had ahi tuna. I had all this fresh seafood, probably caught straight from the fucking ocean and put on my plate. It was so good. I'd never had a better meal in my life. And the thing about Megan's great aunt and uncle, I love them so much. They're great people. They just kept ordering food. They just kept ordering. I've never eaten so much in my life. We ordered so many sides and appetizers before we even thought about entrees. I'd eaten 4 things of fucking boar before I even ordered my entree.
Bork. Well, did you have leftovers? What happens?
Yeah, we had some leftover curry. I think we ate it later that week. So good, unbelievable. If you can, please go to Mama's if you are ever in Maui. It is unbelievable. It is right on the ocean, and it is exquisite.
If you ever have a shit ton of money to spare.
No. The thing about Mama's, though, so yes, we went there. We spent a bunch of money. We ate a lot of good food. But it's one of those places where if you premeditated it, if you thought about it before you went, you're going to Maui, you plan out your trip, you could plan a trip to Mama's and reasonably spend a couple $100, right? Knowing that you're going in and going to spend that on a meal, okay? So if you plan that out, you go in there knowing how much you're going to spend at this restaurant and have just a good experience there and eat some good food, it's definitely worth it. Go to Mama's. That's all I have to say.
Rich white dude will eat you first. If you're ever on your private jet,
I didn't take a private jet. I don't take private jets. I flew regular. What's the
commercial?
Economy. I was in economy or whatever the shit one is. That's me. I've never flown first class. My wife will literally abandon me on a flight. We'll be flying somewhere together, and she'll be like, "Oh, I upgraded to first class." I'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
and then I'm just in the desk.
A bunch of points from.
Yeah, she has like points and shit.
She travels for work all the time.
Right, so
she's never here.
As we've discussed, she travels all the time. So she's got those points that she can use, and she's always like, "Oh, I upgraded," and she didn't tell me, so I'm stuck in the back with the crying babies and the smelly fat people.
Jesus.
And she's up there living in luxury with her leg room.
You deserve economy for the way you speak.
But the moral of the story is go to Mama's. It's so fucking good.
I will try someday.
I'd love to go there with you.
Yeah, that sounds fucking awesome.
It's like world renowned. Like it's actually like it's like one of those, what is it, Michelin stars? Like the top ones.
5, 4, 3. 2,
What's the top one?
5.
I think it's that. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I
could be wrong, but it's a quick Google search away. But I don't give a fuck. It is so good. It should be 5 if it's not.
Should we like just go soon?
Yeah, let's go to Maui. Dude, I would kill to be in Maui right now. In this fucking Minnesota winter that's about to hit us.
It's going to be another long one. Did you hear?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they said that, huh?
La Nina again, supposedly.
What?
La Nina?
What?
Come on, man.
I don't speak Spanish.
Act like you've lived here. You really never heard of this?
I've heard of La Nina. Is that like... just tell me what it is.
I mean, that means like the girl, but...
Well, I know that.
He said he didn't speak
I speak
Spanish.
enough Spanish, apparently.
No, it's just like a way to characterize like how harsh or severe like a storm's like a winter was gonna be. So
they call it the girl.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be harsh.
Yeah, if
that's
like a
sexist
really
as fuck.
long, harsh winter, it will be La Nina.
That's messed up.
If it's like a nice, laid back, no stress.
What's it called?
El Nino.
El Nino.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That is true. That is true. So we're in for a good one.
Can't wait.
I can't even remember. Was last year pretty shitty?
I feel like last year wasn't that bad.
There we go. It was probably El Nino.
I don't know. They're all bad, man. I'm already depressed.
Hell yeah. What a good place to end it.
Yep.
That being your final thought.
Having a kid. I'm already depressed.
Any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Thanksgiving is coming, guys. Be prepared. Go to Mama's if you can on Thanksgiving because it's so fucking good. Eat that shit. Eat it up. Eat it up, baby.
Thanksgiving
also,
is coming.
it's getting really cold
Fly
and
to
dark,
Maui.
and I don't want to be here anymore.
What do you mean, be prepared?
I don't know.